Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today we're checking out a brand new city builder. This is Thrive, Heavy Lies the Crown. Let's jump into things and see what we have got going on. I will be playing in this province. Nothing to worry about sort of specifically, but as we jump into this, I should point out that I have been sponsored by the developers to play this game, which is excellent because I love checking out brand new city builders. So let's jump into things. Whilst that is happening, I should point out that there is a closed beta that is live for the next couple of days until the 18th of December. So you can check the game linked down in the description below if indeed you want to play the beta, or if you want to wishlist the game, you can do so linked down in the description below. All right, let's jump into the gameplay and see what we have got going on. 2 months since the fall of Aldamore, since you gathered the survivors and set out for a new home. Where do your interests lie? Where wisdom is grown, little fear remains. We rise with vigilance, scarred but unbroken. Prosperity's pursuit ensues a bountiful future. Sure, let's go for that one. Would I like to play the tutorial? No. I will do my very best to explain what the heck is happening. So, we are playing as, I guess, like the Lord, the Commander, the person in charge of Dranoth. But you can actually see that there are a bunch of other sort of like little kingdoms, little small villages out in the world map, which is kind of cool. Kind of dig that. Let's zoom in here and see what we've got on a very granular level. We have got all of our resources up at the top of the screen here. We've got logs, rough stone, apples, hemp, water, firewood, hemp clothing, and cider. We have got one and only one unit, which is fine. We got a caravan. It's time to put down our roots somewhere. We can actually move the caravan to a more appropriate starting location, which I think we're gonna do maybe to here, and then we are going to deploy the caravan in an open configuration, and that, very interestingly, is going to open up 2 key options for us. Well, I say 2 key options. It will, at a point, open up a second key option. But for now, we just have the option to build a keep. And this is a very, very important building because this is the sort of foundation stone for all that we will end up building. It costs a couple of resources, which we already have, and we will build it as quickly as we possibly can. So, what else have we got across the top here? We've got farmers. We've got a total population. Our total population is comprised 100% of farmers at the moment. And we also have happiness. Happiness doesn't actually start being measured until we start putting down some houses, I believe. So once we get houses, we should start to see the happiness of everybody improve, which is pretty great. There is also this big old sort of purple bar across the top of the screen here. This is the whale grim presence. Basically, when this bar reaches its end, something bad happens. Now, the degree of how bad the thing is that happens will remain to be seen, but we will do what we can. We've got our build menu down here. We're going to be building as much infrastructure as we possibly can. I'm going to do my very best to show off as many buildings and as many features as we possibly can. Hey, look at that. That's looking pretty darn good, if I do indeed say so myself. This is our keep. This is the seat of government and power in your kingdom, and the place from which you will conduct research, decide on key political issues, and facilitate diplomatic relations with neighboring territories. This structure can be upgraded, indeed, which is fantastic. So, what do we want to get done first? What are the sort of basic bits of infrastructure that we need to get set up? Well, first things first, we've got paths. We can do paths. Bridges. We can do bridges. I would like to get a warrior camp. That is pretty important to get up and running. I'm thinking we should probably have it in proximity to some of these stone deposits. So, we'll roll right about there. We'll also roll with a logger camp, and we'll throw that down right over here as well. Both of those, we should be able to get a few people coming on board fairly soon. As for places for people to stay, I think we would quite like to get ourselves, in the first instance, a primitive stockpile. Now, this is kind of the most basic building block of any village. In fact, there's 2 basic building blocks. Let's build them both right now. We've got a primitive stockpile, and we've also got a food store. Now, the primitive stockpile is a hub for all resources that are non-foodstuffs, and the food stores are the food deposit stockpiles. So let's get that built, and then let's immediately jump into a bunch of farmer houses. Let's go here, here, yeah, and we'll basically just build as many houses as we reasonably can. That is very unfortunate, in fact, video game. I mean, so unfortunate that I'm going to be forced to redraw everything. We basically want to make sure that all of our houses are within the influence range of the food stockpile and also the primitive stockpile. That is pretty darn important. So let's have another crack at that, shall we? There we go. Good. That's fine. And let's make sure that we get some additional farmer houses right over here. I mean, these take a fair few resources, 4 logs a piece, 10 stone a piece. I mean, we don't have much at the moment, but we are starting to mine now that we have this primitive stockpile established. That is really, really good. We'll get ourselves a dirt road to link up to there. That is fine. No storage building nearby. There should be a storage building nearby, but there might be one of these houses that isn't actually within range. Either way, it's not necessarily the end of the world. The food store is going to get built. Let's jump into 3 times speed to let that happen as quickly as possible. And whilst that is happening, we can maybe zone some additional facilities here. Brilliant. What else have we got? We've got a few other things that I would like to utilize. We've got an apple orchard, a staple food of your kingdom's population. Yeah, let's maybe get an apple orchard like over here. It's gonna need to be quite big. We'll get an apple orchard planted out, a flax farm as well, a herb garden, and a hemp farm. We will get all of these things in due course. Don't worry about it, video game. I am quite happy to do that. And we're now starting to see our houses get built. Excellent. Okay, so in every house, we can store up to 4 individuals, or we can house up to 4 individuals. Every house has its own sort of little set of needs, i.e., you know, access to different store types. This is also access to campfire wood, which we can produce through the wood chopper, which I actually might do. Thinking over here. But if I do it over here, it's going to destroy all my stones, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I'll ruminate on the best place to put the wood chopper. Maybe over here, actually. Yeah, maybe that's a pretty decent place. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any negative penalty from placing wood choppers close to houses, so we'll do that. Right, we also need to get ourselves a well. A well works exactly as you would anticipate a well does. It will allow us to get water to all of the premises. I'm just sort of thinking ahead, like, where's the best place to put this well? Probably here, because that means we're basically going to get, like, 2 additional rows of houses over here, which is pretty freaking fantastic. If we have more houses available than we have population, and happiness is in a good place, then we are going to start to see some population growth, which is, honestly, fantastic, because the more population that we have, the merrier. I mean, we don't actually have enough people to work in the food stores at the moment, so I can understand, you know, the priority to get as many additional new people as we possibly can. Now, what have we got going on up here? We've got a little event log, which is kind of nice. We've got a research sort of tech tree system, which I believe is not available at the present moment. Because we are currently in an early version of the game. That's fine. We've got diplomacy over here. We can actually trade with little towns on the or kingdoms on the map. We can look at trade. We can look at trade routes. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Fantastic. We don't have any caravans, but that's fine. Edicts. We've got taxed food delivery. Okay. And then we've got a festival. Taxed food delivery, I have no idea what that does. Increase consumption of all goods by 5%, increase happiness of all people. I feel like I don't need to do that, so why would I do that? And we can also prioritize jobs, i.e. what do we want people doing specifically. At the moment, our food stores are at the bottom of the pile. If we were to crank this up the tree, then we would start to see some people actually working there. But for now, I'm quite happy to leave that as is. I'd really like to see this wood chopper get built. I would really like to see that get built. So let's prioritize deliveries right over there instead of to the farmer house, because we actually have plenty of housing, I think. Yeah, we should have plenty of housing. I mean, we're going to get both of these bits of construction done pretty darn soon anyway. Right. Okay. The foundations of your settlement have been laid, but much must be done to encourage its growth. Your Curia, a small group of advisors, will help find your way. Chancellor Declan Body and Duke Donovan Stanton are those who remain from the fallen king's Curia. Sir Ossian Hayward, a trusted knight and friend, has been added to round off the group. Together, you must determine where best to focus your efforts in this fledgling kingdom. Okay, cool. So, occasionally, we will get little pop-ups like this, where we get to see a little interaction between the different members of the Curia. There are different sort of options that we can take at the end here. Sir Hayward, safety first above all else. How best can we help our people? Sure, let's choose that option. Your Highness, without the procurement of life's necessities, we cannot flourish. Let us focus our attention on food, shelter, and other essentials so that we will have the strength to grow our kingdom. Strength can only be nurtured through creating a proper defense, Your Highness. I mean, these are some sensible. I agree. We can choose to either deviate and go back to the Duke, maybe ask for the Duke's opinion, or indeed let us ask from the Knight's opinion. Let's hear what the Knight has to say. Our sovereign, we're still unfamiliar with this land. As such, we must remain on guard. I'll never question your desire to protect, but we must first secure the settlement's wealth, as that is key to our progress. You're both mistaken. Yeah, so they're debating amongst themselves. I agree, Sir Hayward. Sure. We get some wooden fences. Okay. That's fine. We can build wooden fences if we need to. Not like it particularly matters. In the grand scheme of things, we're going to be building all this sort of stuff anyway. But the point is that we have the option to do it. Have we got our wood chopper up and running? We do, but we also do not. Let me have a little look at jobs. I would like to put the wood chopper up the job list. There we go. Wood chopper before apple orchard, I think. Because it is important that we see this 75 number increase. And as soon as we produce a little bit of firewood is going to fulfill this need, which is going to be honestly, truly fantastic. Right, what do we got? Territory is spotless. Tax rate is 5%, which makes people happy. No rubbled buildings in the territory. Well, that's great. That's really, really good. And already we can start to see happiness is creeping up. And when happiness starts to creep up, we should start to see our population creep up, which is really, really nice. We don't have a well, though. We don't have a well. That's ever so slightly irritating. Yeah, the well should probably be higher than the apple orchard as well, to be honest. You know, just being frank, it is really, really important. We've got a decent number of apples, you know, but that's fine. No storage building nearby. I don't know what that's in reference to. I think there should be a storage building nearby for pretty much everything. There are a few people starting to trickle in. This is great news. This is really, really good. I think we are going to continue. We've got a little bit of firewood, so it's gonna be fine. Maybe. Yeah, it should be fine. Everybody should have everything as far as I'm aware. Let's queue up a few additional farmer houses, shall we? I'll make sure you're 100% in this time. There we go. And let's get some additional houses over here. Look, we might as well go for it. The more people we have, the better we will be. Right. Looking good. And honestly, it's probably going to take no time at all to get all of this built. I would like a few more apples. I'm maybe a little bit worried about my apple numbers. Let's get a brand new big plot. That was some pretty significant progress towards the Wellgrim level. Flax farm, herb garden. I am going to buy a hemp farm. Ooh, okay. Welgrim Surge. Industrious Farms. Food generation. I didn't even see what that was, but I think that there's a penalty. Yeah. Oh, it's up here. Food generation at your farm is increased by 50% for the next 5 days. Wait, that's a good thing? That is a good thing. Well, okay. That's good, I guess. We're happy with that. We're very happy with that. Okay, hemp farm. We're gonna get a few workers on here onto this farm once we have the ability to do so. How are we doing? Just in general, we're doing fine. A lot of additional employees required at the apple orchard. Honestly, not a big deal. Nobody is unemployed though, which is great. Everybody is doing what they need to do. Everybody is building. Every single requirement is fulfilled, and that is exactly what you like to see. Beautiful. Very, very, very happy with that. Right. So, we'll get the hemp farm. That's very, very nice indeed. We can get a few other bits and bobs once we have got that unlocked. The fermenter requires 40 farmers to unlock. We're working towards that. That's good. That's going to allow us to actually utilize some of these new things. A lumber yard also requires 40 farmers. An outfitter requires 40 farmers. A pork ranch, 60, 60. Firehouse, we don't have access to quite yet. A lot of stuff is coming at 60. A lot of stuff is coming at 60. Military caravans, that's coming at 60. War and military. Yeah, we have no war. We have no war capability, no military capability. Yeah, I don't know what this is referring to. I'm really not sure. Either way, let's move ahead as swiftly as we possibly can to 40 farmers because goodness knows we need them. We need them. We need them, and we need them as quickly as possible. How are we doing for resources? Logs and rough stone, we're doing completely fine for. Tell you what, let's half the number of people that we have working in... There we go. There we go. Half the number of people that we have working in the quarrier camp, and also... Okay. I'm going to remove that and try again. Yeah, half the number of people that we have working in the quarrier farm, and half the number of people that we have... What am I looking for? There we go. Yeah. Half the number of people in the quarrier camp, and half the number of people in the tree camp. Good. That's going to be great. We'll do that, and if we do that, then that should mean that we will have more people to do more farming, which is great. Not like it really matters in the grand scheme of things. It's fine. We got plenty of water. We're actually starting to get a little bit of hemp. That's really, really good. Again, that is going to be super useful pretty darn soon. Let's maybe get a herb garden over here. Let's maybe not go too crazy. And we'll also get ourselves a flax farm right over here. You need to be wholly within storage stockpile range. And you are currently not, which is... a bit of an inconvenience. I mean, we could always just build... We could, can, / probably should build an additional... There we go. Build an additional primitive storage right over here. That'll keep us... That'll keep us good for a little while. That'll keep us good for a little while. That's very, very nice. I forgot to say that we've got cash up here, which is fine. You know, we don't have much generation at the present moment, but... It is what it is. I should also make sure that this is connected. It's going to be a little bit of a funky path. We're fine with this. Oh, it's going to be very funky. Oh, funky is maybe a little bit of an understatement. It is going to be ugly. That is an ugly path. That is a really, really bad looking path. But that's okay. Hey, look at that. We just hit 40, and then we immediately lost a few farmers. I don't know why they decided to leave, because I think happiness is pretty good. I mean, I don't think there are any issues. Firewood, I mean, we got plenty of firewood. Okay, they're all back. That's great. That's fine. Anyway, right, a fermenter produces cider, beer, and mead. I'm very interested in all of those things. We've got a lumber yard, allows us to build planks. And we've got an outfitter, produces hemp clothing, sandals, leather, and robes. Luxury requirements that will keep your citizens well dressed. Now that is something that I'm interested in. You know, if I was to move this tree thing, then I could actually rework this path in such a way that it doesn't, you know, like totally suck. And that would actually be quite nice. That would actually be really quite nice. Right. Let's start from this angle. We'll get a fermenter as well over here. And a lumber yard. I mean, we need to replace our flag anyway, our logger camp. So I guess we'll do that here. Okay. The vagabond. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that. Right. Sir Ossian Hayward brings before you a young man. He followed the caravan for nearly the entire trek, careful to keep his distance. He claims he's an orphan, that the Whalegrim brought illness to his village, which was a stone's throw from Aldmore's gates. He asks for a place in your new settlement. He looks for a home amongst us. Okay, a brave yet a cautious one. If you wanted to join our settlement, why didn't you speak up as we traveled? Why wait? The boy does not speak. It is rare to see such sadness in the eyes of one so young. It is clear he has been through much, and yet he perseveres. We are united. I believe they were of the trade, your highness. Am I correct, boy? Perhaps we are too trusting. Let us find you a willing trade master. The child is brought before your finest tradesmen who are ever eager to pass on their knowledge and skills to a willing apprentice. They question the boy, taking their time to determine the best placement. With their guidance, a new citizen and tradesman will arise, and the kingdom shall be better for it. Nice. Okay. I like the fact that we have to, you know, occasionally sort of like settle these issues. Very, very cool indeed. Okay. Did I build that new logger camp? I did not. Let's get that down. And do I want the current number of people? Yeah, you know what? I'll leave the current number of people as is. I'm just conscious of the fact that I've got this lumber yard. The lumber yard is going to be consuming... It's going to be consuming a lot of wood, presumably. So let's make sure that we have as much wood as possible. How's this looking? Nothing delivered here yet. Nothing delivered to the fermenter yet. That's okay. Lumberyard has been constructed, which is very, very nice. And these buildings are all still waiting to be constructed. There's nothing too pressing about getting that done. I suppose it's nice that we've got planks, right? Yeah, it's pretty good. How's our jobs looking? Really good, in fact. We actually don't have any builders at the moment. I mean... That's okay. That is okay. We should be seeing some of this stuff get built. I think it's just because it's the evening time. Laborer population, fine. I mean, we have no farmers, laborers. We have no laborers at the moment. Literally everybody in our town is a farmer, which is fine. You know, we're completely fine with that. How are you guys doing? You're at max production, and that's honestly, get out of there. Just get out of there. Both of you, I am quite happy for you both to leave, and that will allow some free, yeah, that will allow some people to be freed up, and therefore we can put people into building, which is really quite important actually, because I am looking forward to seeing some progress on my outfitter and also my fermenter. I'm thinking that maybe before we do either of those production buildings, I mean, it doesn't matter which one I produce, does it? Or which one I prioritize. Yeah, prioritize to this one. Prioritize to this one, not like it really matters. Let's get a little path over there. I don't think that is going to make a huge impact to walking speed, but it does at least mean that we're going to be able to get this construction done reasonably quickly, which is great. And we should be able to welcome in a few more people. Now, the real question is, where's my next area for expansion? This area looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but it does look pretty good. I may need to build like an additional, what is that? A well, probably? I can build an extra well. I can build an extra well. No issues whatsoever. That is going to get redone. There we go. And here. What, an extra well, like... there, maybe? Probably, yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be... over there, and we'll get a new primitive stockpile as well. Sure. It's looking pretty good, to be honest. That is looking pretty darn good. Up to 51 population already. Very, very nice. Okay, let's prioritize some progress on the outfitters. We've got plenty of spare housing capacity. I mean, we've got enough spare housing capacity. Probably. Actually, maybe we don't have enough spare housing capacity. We'll clearly need to do more. Either way, happiness is in a good place. Let's get the outfitter done. What do we need? We need logs, we need hemp, and we need rough stone. It's all pretty close by in the primitive stockpile, so we should be fine to move all of that across. How many planks do we have? 600 planks? Well, that's a success story. That has happened very, very rapidly. Anything that we are going to build with planks will be done quickly, I have no doubt. Also, I should say we can expand our range on any of these. Here we go. Sure, it's going to take people a little bit longer to actually collect them, but that's fine. We are very okay with that. Completely content to deal with that as a situation. We still need a few more logs. We need a little bit of hemp. No building storage nearby. I wonder what that could possibly be. Is it maybe this? Could very well be this. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Okay, we got the logs. We'll get the hemp. We'll get the rough stone. Hemp should be pretty quick. It should all be stored here, right? Yeah, it should all be stored right here. Which is great. And then only 36 stone, which is fine. God, we're so close to that. We're so close to that 60. So close to that 60 capacity. That's really, really good. A pork ranch. A pork ranch, a stable, a forester hut, and a mill. Heck yeah. We're close. We're going to get laborers soon as well, which is kind of cool. Food generation at your farm is increased by 50%. That sounds like a good thing. That sounds... The whale grim has turned out to be not so bad, I guess, by all accounts and measurements. Which, you know, is fine with me. I'm obviously happy about it. Oh yeah, I got those wooden fences. I forgot about that. Require 60 farmers to unlock. Caravan, armory, barracks. Yeah, so there are combat mechanics, I believe, in this version of the beta that you're going to be able to play until the 11th of December. But they're going to be much more fleshed out at release. So, there you go. Anyway, come on, let's get this done. Let's get this done. Chip chop, everyone. Chip chop. I want to see this getting built. I want to see this getting built. Although, that being said, ooh. Yeah, so that's what you were doing instead of doing what I told you to build. You've decided to go and build additional farmer houses. To be fair, not a bad call. Not a bad call. I mean, honestly, we should be... Oh, that hasn't been built yet. I was wondering, why on earth is that well not actually operating? It's because it hasn't been built yet, and therefore there's going to be a couple of pretty disgruntled people over here, which is, you know, occupational hazard as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, the good news is, we finally got this outfitter done. That's great. Let's prioritize deliveries to the well now. I really would like to get that done, and that's going to be done in, like, no time at all, because it's literally right next door to a stockpile, so that's fine. After we get that happiness crank back up, then we should be able to get that additional person, which is fantastic. We are producing hemp clothing, which is excellent. We can also produce leather armor. I'm going to leave it on hemp clothing for now. What's the issue? Insufficient resources? Resource cost 5 hemp. We should have more than enough hemp. I presume it's just a case of delivery. And we haven't had any bits and bobs delivered yet. Is that within range? Yeah, it's within range of this thing. I think this is indicative that we maybe don't have enough people working here, i.e. we've got some delivery issues, some time frame issues. But it's okay. We can sort of adapt. We can adapt. Let's prioritize that. We've got 3 more houses in this section, 5 more over there. That's okay. Right, we've got some new structures. Let's see if we can try and build them, shall we? A pork ranch produces pork through the raising of pigs. This hearty resource enriches the meals of your kingdom. Okay. Right, what have we got? Whale Grim Whispers. Sir Hayward has come to you with an unsettling report. The corpses of 3 animals, guts removed, adorned a makeshift altar within a farmer's house. Scents of rot and incense lingered in the air. Goodness gracious me. You and Hayward try to make sense of what has occurred. Speak plainly. What do you make of the scene? Curious. I'd like to know more. What could these strange symbols on the wall mean? What do you mean 3 hearts were taken? Such peculiar choices, indeed. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good intel. We need to find out the purpose of this ritual. Where should we start, Your Majesty? I don't know. These crystals could hold value or a new threat. We should study them. Sure. Let's do that. Let's study the crystals. That seems like a rational thing to do. Now, this pork ranch is going to require some components, which I don't think I actually have available quite yet. Let's build it out here. I think we're probably going to be... Ooh, collect this crate with a caravan. Yeah, we do not have any rope at the moment. Do I have a way to produce rope? I'm not actually sure that I do. Labor structure is labor house. Yeah, I'm very interested in getting a laborer house. Let's see if we can try and attract at least some laborers. Build it, like, over here. There we go. That's looking good. It should be all within area of impact, which is what matters. That's good. We're happy with that. Planks are looking good. We maxed out planks. Any hemp clothing? I have no idea why this is not producing. It should be producing, though. It should be producing. Right, yeah, we do not have the rope for the pigs. That's fine. What else have we got in labor structures? A tavern. Laborers gather within the tavern walls to wind down after a long day's work. Okay, we can get that. I am producing hemp. Yeah, I'm definitely producing hemp. Definitely producing hemp. Okay. Craftsmen produce the resources that are essential to various production items and luxury goods. A cookhouse produces meals for all classes within your kingdoms. Fishing dock. And a trader's hut allows trade between provinces. First things first, let's get a tavern. Let's get a tavern, like, very close by. Very close by all of this stuff over here. Sure. There seems pretty good. That's fine. What do we need? Rough stone, hemp, and planks. Nothing too crazy. Oh, yes, I forgot that we've got military structures as well. Wooden fences, very cool. No other military structures. Yeah, I'd really like to get an armory. Let's get these laborer houses built, please. That would be good. How are we doing for everything? Well, we're doing fine. The only issue is that we just do not have any builders. There are 25 unemployed people, though, so we should have some people doing some building work. And indeed, I actually suspect that we do. It just doesn't show. Primitive stockpile is on fire. Well, that is a problem. But that is a problem for a future potato. That is it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. Check out the link in the description if indeed you're interested in checking out the game. Consider playing the beta whilst it is up online. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.